Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Tony Hanson, joined by Vinny Pro and Vinny B. And today we're looking at Tabletopia.com, and the game is The King's Dilemma. So if you're not familiar with Tabletopia.com, there's thousands of games that you can play, a lot of fun on a very intuitive platform. And we're going to take you through it right now. So far, the basics is you have video chat, which you see on the bottom right-hand side. Vin's waving to you right now. And you have video, you have audio, you have text chatting, and it's all there. It's a great way to see what your friends are thinking when you're trying to defeat them in epic combat. So the next thing we're going to look at is the interface. This is a 3D interface, as you might expect. You can look at it from every perspective. Very easy to navigate, kind of natural. And the first thing that you should note is that your perspective is not hogging the perspective or the interface for everyone. You're seeing your own thing. So if I want to go over here and I want to check out this side of the board, I can look over here. It will not be the same for everyone else. They have their own view. Now, furthermore, on top of that, you can play with the camera perspectives. So you can save your camera perspective just like this by pressing Shift and then a certain number. We'll say 5. If I click right now, you see it saved it. That allows me to come back to that exact camera view if I press 5. So Shift 5 to set it up, and then just 5 to see it. And you can do that for all the numbers on your board. Just for example, I go over here, I want to go back to it, I press 5, I go right back. Now, sometimes you can see things across the map, and let's say I'm looking at this view, and I want to see the card all the way down here. I could highlight that card, a little closer, highlight that card, and double click in, and then it'll zoom in. And again, no one knows I'm viewing that. They can't see. So that's a nice, cool thing. And the last thing for this interface, which we're going to get into, is that you have this card in front of you, which you can view. Notice there's an I with a slash through it. It's because sometimes you need to keep certain things confidential. Anything you take and put on that card, hard to see over here, and we'll see it from Vin B's perspective in a bit, is not viewable by anyone else. So it allows you to keep confidential information in front of you. So that's it for the basic interfaces and such. Let's go on over for Vin B for the rest. Vin, take us through the game.
Sure. So The King's Dilemma is a great game. It's a legacy-style game meant to be played over multiple playthroughs, multiple sessions. Now, the interesting thing about this is a prequel demo of The King's Dilemma. So what makes this interesting in Tabletopia a great platform for this is that if you're playing with your group and you want to try out a game like this, there's a large commitment to be made in terms of time and effort when you're playing these games. And this is a great way to try it out and see if this game is right for you and right for your group. Now, when you have the game here, there's a lot of little tokens here. Again, this is fantastic because I love not having to set everything up when we're playing the game. It easily saves so much time, both in terms of cleanup and startup, getting right into the game. Now, you'll notice in the middle of the board, that long white board right over there, that's already set up. That's the markers where you have your resources, and the tokens in the middle are already preset and ready to go. It's actually already been randomly flipped, so you don't have to start with figuring out which direction the resources are going for those who've played this game before. You also have your power markers and your coins on either end of the board. And again, very easy to interact with. We know that, for instance, we start with 10 coins. So Tony, if you want to grab 10 coins, I'll also do the same for myself. As soon as Tony's done there.
So let's go over this really quick. So when you take your coins, obviously you'll see I can grab it one by one. If it's a stack put together, the whole stack should come. But I'm going to show you exactly how that works. So for one, when you're picking one coin at a time, you'll notice they keep coming in ones. If you want to stack them, put the shadow over another one, and when you do that, you'll see that orange comes up, and that lets you know that it's going to take it and then put it into a stack. You don't want to just pick one here. You want to pick the whole stack. Hold down Shift, highlight over it. It'll highlight both, and then you can grab the entire stack. So what I'm going to do is there's 6 here. Notice it tells me how many are in the stack, and he wanted me to grab 10 total. So I can try to come over here, grab that one. Actually, it might be a little tricky, so I'm going to do like this.
You can rotate the screen to get to it.
I could.
There you go.
So I'm going to do like this. Now we have 8 here. I need 2 more. Now, if I wanted to, I could just grab a single. Just do it manually if I want to. And that should be the last one. Make sure you notice that it has to go orange. If it doesn't go orange, you just stacked it on top, and that's a problem. Now that it's done, I'm going to highlight all, take the stack back, And there you go. Take it away then.
So coming back here, I'm going to grab a stack here myself, and just so you can see it from Tony's standpoint here. So I'm going to grab it and drag it back to my section. Tony, if you want to move your camera over so you can see behind my board. Now you'd think this is a problem, right? Like, okay, so we have to keep certain things secret. We're not allowed, you don't want your opponents to know exactly how much money you have or exactly how much power you have at certain points in the game. But when I click and drag this stack, I did exactly what we said not to do. When I click and drag this stack and I drop it on this board, you'll notice now it's hidden from view. So that's how you actually keep everything secret from your opponents, that the secret information that they're not supposed to be shown. And then as we go through, when you want to bid, it's very easy to grab, some money when you want to bribe your opponent and say, hey, Tony, here's a gold. Maybe you should vote nay. And now, yes. So when you're passing policies or trying to get the king to not do something or do something, or and various players, you need their support, you can interact with it in that fashion. And then, as Tony mentioned, you have your cards. So for instance, we start off with the initial card right over here, and that's our initial scenario. So it's easy to read when you double click and just show that, show that off there. And this is also a great game that will show off the benefit of having the video chat, because this game is all politics. It's, Game of Thrones, West Wing, name any political show that's been around, and it's the same concept. You want to argue with people, you want to sit there and banter and bicker, and you want to trade and negotiate for deals to try to drive your goals home. And the video chat really helps with that, because you want to be able to see the people, not just sit there and text. And
the cards in the top right there, right, where it says like D1 through 6, right? So you can actually see how many are underneath there. If you still need to see them, just hover over it; it'll tell you. If you can get up there, we'll.
Yeah, so you can see all the stats.
Well, stack numbers. It shows you exactly what's left in the stacks. If you need to flip cards or rotate pieces, like take the one that says S12, Tony, right? And you can drag it onto one of the little rectangle pieces on the board, right? Drop it down. It'll automatically click right into the box, and then it locks into place for you automatically. If you need to rotate it for some strange reason, if it landed funny, or if you're sitting on the opposite side of the board and you want to read it and it's upside down on your side, you can just rotate it and flip it until it works for you.
Pretty easy to use. So that's it, guys. That's the King's Dilemma on Tabletopia.com. Definitely check it out, as well as thousands of other great games that you can play. And also this platform, you can keep many, many games open at once, which is very helpful if you're an avid board gamer and you're playing a lot of games with a lot of friends. So check it out. I'm Tony Hansen for Audio Dungeon, joined by Vinny B, Vinny Pro, and we'll see you next time.